Hey, my name's Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now today we're going to talk about interest rates and what property investors should be looking at doing right now to protect themselves and their assets. Now this channel is all about my investment journey and I want to invite you along on the journey with me. So do join us on the journey where we're currently building my property portfolio. I'm also building a portfolio for my two daughters. I've got Georgia, who's 21. We've just secured our second deal now. It's amazing to be able to say that because that one took a long time. I think it took 14 weeks. We built a portfolio for Georgia and my little baby Emily, we're building a portfolio for her. So you could join us on the journey together by taking that finger of power, spinning it round, smashing that subscribe button and hitting the bell notification. And you'll find out all the good, the bad and the ugly on property investing. Now, interest rates have been rising since the beginning of the year. And it's now at a point where they're starting to get to interest rates prior to the pandemic. And so currently the base rate with the Bank of England is 1.75%. Now, inflation is really where this is going to be impacted most. So inflation currently stands at around 10%, I think, officially, although we all know it's a little bit higher than that, and is expected to go as high as 22% by the end of the year, or at least by January 2023. Now, normally when you get high inflation, what banks do is they increase the interest rates. That stops people spending, that causes maybe a mild recession, and stops the inflation in its tracks. Now, this is slightly different. So we have a very interesting bout of inflation, and it's mostly because of energy, right? So we're talking energy, coal prices and gas prices and electric prices are going through the roof and have been for a long, long, long time. And so what that means is that that's getting passed on to us. That means that Joe Public have less money to spend. And so we will probably, or we are pretty much in a recession already, not officially, because we did have a very small bit of growth somehow, but we're kind of in a recession at the moment. And that means that the government needs to balance this, like do a balancing act about not raising the rates too fast, but they need to curb that inflation as well. But can they curb the inflation when it's something that's happening outside of the UK? It's not necessarily in our control. So just because we spend less doesn't mean that the gas price is suddenly going to come down. So it's a difficult balancing act. But if I was an investor, which I am, and what I tell to all my investor friends is now is the time to fix a good deal. You see, you don't know what will happen. Interest rates could go up to 7%, 8%. I don't know, you don't know. In history even, they have gone up significantly, and then it can become very, very difficult to get a mortgage that's affordable. So right now, there are still very good rates. We're at rates today that are still historically low. These rates haven't been around for decades and decades and decades, and we can still secure some amazing 5-year fixed. So what I'm doing on my properties is securing my properties for 5 years on a fixed deal. Now, these deals are getting more expensive. Every rate rise that happens, the banks will put a higher premium on those. And so you're going to pay at least 2% above the base rate. And so what you should do is fix today and fix for 5 years. Now that will give you certainty. So whatever happens, I'm pretty certain that this inflation will be under control within 5 years. We may go through a correction in the market, possibly in that time as well. We will probably go through a recession in that time, but you're going to know what you pay every single month. New investors as well, this is the same for you. So if you're a new investor, you're just about to get a buy to let, don't think this is a bad time to invest. This is still a good time because interest rates are still very, very, very low. So you can fix an incredible deal for 5 years, giving you that certainty, and that will really help you be really, really successful. So that's what I would do as an investor, and that's what I am doing. And it is a long process. If you've got a portfolio like me, it is a lot of work to refinance a lot of properties at once. Trust me, you'll have a lot of calls with solicitors and mortgage brokers, and you're constantly sending off the same paperwork. But I think it's really, really important to just know where you stand. Maybe even if the rates go up, maybe we won't get back down to this 1.75% base rate again. I don't know. Maybe they'll keep them high for a decade. You can't be certain on that, but what you can be certain is right now that's a very, very good base rate, and you can get some incredible deals out there still. And so why would be suggesting to do that now? Because if everything does go difficult, you might find it that banks don't lend for a short period of time. That's what happened in 2008, 2009. The banks stopped lending temporarily while they figured out what was going on with the financial crash. They are lending right now, so get that certainty now while you still can. Then go and relax and enjoy it yourself. Now, anything else that you want to know about property investing, do ask your questions in the comments. I want to help you guys make some really, really good content in the next few weeks. Do check out my other videos. As I said, what's happened recently is I've just bought my new property with Georgia. I've done a full tour of that. I told you it's probably the worst deal that I've ever bought. Why is that? Go and find out on the video. And I just had an interview with my estate agent from Dorking, a girl called Charlotte. And she gave some really good insights into how you can make sure that you rent your property fast at the top market rate. So do go and check out those videos on the channel. Do like the video, subscribe, and all that wonderful stuff. Go and check out this video right here.